right, just got done watching the University of Michigan football game, and they won 40-21. And I got some thoughts on the game. Appreciate everybody for checking in. Told you guys I'm gonna cover more college football this year, in particular Michigan, and some Michigan State. Not a big Michigan State fan, Michigan guy, but start off on a positive here. The positive was the offense looked more innovative. It looked more modern. It did. They sped up a little bit, spread it out. Josh Gaddis, I believe he called a really good game. Really good game tonight. Obviously, it's a new system, so kinks got to be worked out. But as far as schematic and the blueprint, I see that it's more modern than the heavy set and the I formation. They doing a lot of things that they do in the Big 12, which is all offense, no defense, spreading it out, corner, post combinations. They doing a lot of things, and I like the way that the foundation of the offense is now. When it comes down to money plays, when it's 3rd and 5, and you got to pick up this first down to stay in the game, then we'll know how good of a play caller Josh Gaddis was. Was no real pressure tonight, but I do want to say the quarterback to Middle Tennessee State, to that entire program, they played their heart out tonight. Asher O'Hara, he had 209 yards, 2 TDs, 1 interception. That didn't do him justice enough, man. He had 13 carries for 33 yards and a touchdown on the ground. He balled out tonight. He looked like he could start on some bigger D1 school. Shit, LSU in Miami need quarterbacks. LSU had a good night tonight. So we'll go through the stat line a little bit, and I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to try not to be so hardcore, man. But Shea Patterson, he was 17 for 29, 203, three touchdowns, and he had to fumble on the first drive where he tried to get the first down. McCaffrey was 2 for 2 for 17. The Charbonnet guy, the running back, Zach Charbonnet, I like him a lot. I'm probably butchering his name, but I'll eventually get it. But I like him a lot. Big 24. He got some good strength. Kind of remind me of, he built kind of like Anthony Thomas and some of those older backs, but he got a little bit of speed as well. He had 8 carries for 90 yards, and I like to see we give him some more carries. But Christian Turner had 11, 49 yards, and McCaffrey had that 8 carries, 42 yards, and 1 touchdown. Patterson had 9 carries, 26 yards, and you all had some other guys. Tyreek Black had 4 catches, 80 yards, 1 touchdown. Nico Collins, 3 catches, 49 yards, 1 touchdown. He had 6 touchdowns last year. Collins, big target. And they had some drops of receivers not talking about. You had some other receivers do some things as well. But one thing I did notice tonight is the receivers dropped the ball a lot. Touchdowns on corner routes, over the middle, and can't have that. And, a lot of that is getting comfortable in the system, getting comfortable, and the depth you running the routes and the timing with them and Patterson and Dylan McCaffrey. All of that takes time and the velocity of the ball and being there and learning the offense as well. But I'm going to go ahead and get into it, man. I don't think Shea Patterson that guy for us. I thought to myself last year and this year, I just don't think he that good. All right, I would rather, and I said it before the year, I would rather roll with Dylan McCaffrey. I like Dylan McCaffrey a lot better than I like Shea Patterson. And Joe Milton got a little throw in there too. He got one attempt, but I like Dylan McCaffrey better. There's something about Patterson, that fluky fumble, and he's supposed to have a Heisman Trophy type season this year, man, with his talent, his ability. But it's just something about him that just seems Wilton Spate-like. You know what I'm saying? Just fluky about him. And that's just my opinion. Did he throw the ball well tonight? Yeah, the receivers dropped a few balls, but I just something about him, his aura, his energy, just something on the field I don't like about him, man. And I just don't think he the quarterback. I would roll with Dylan McCaffrey, but it's hard to tell somebody that transferred from Ole Miss, and now it was expected that he had a great season last year. He would be going to the NFL and being a first-round pick. And some people thought he was still a first round pick last year if he would have went in or a second. But it's hard to sit there and him come here and then you tell him on some Clemson stuff where they told Kelly Bryant last year we didn't need you when the freshman took over. And if I'm Dylan McCaffrey, I'll be real pissed because I'm the better quarterback. At least I would believe I am. And I just think Dylan McCaffrey is by far the better fit. But at the end of the day, it's a new offense. Can't deny Shea Patterson's talent. He got a live arm. He dropped a lot of dimes today. But it's just something about him that's just fluky. Real fluky about him. But the Carbonet guy, Zach Carbon, whatever he is, I think he a freshman. I like him. He impressed me the most tonight. And number one, the red shirt freshman, Vincent. Is it Vincent Gray, whatever his name is? I seen some things from him. He came up, made some plays on some receivers. Probably gave up some today, but I like what I seen from him. I do, man. And the defense, I'm pretty sure I know they got a new defensive coordinator. I seen the old defensive coordinator on Ohio State sideline, Madison, whatever his name is. But the defense could look a lot better as well too. They look discombobulated. Tennessee State did some things, but you know what? It's the beginning of the season. This is why Alabama opens up versus Duke. This is why they open up versus soft touches. And Tennessee lost to Georgia State, and they just started their program. I remember they started their program. I was in school, and I was hearing about a lot of the guys was transferring over there. So they lost to, you can lose to those cupcakes. Obviously, we know stranger to that. We lost to Appalachian State a few years ago. But this is why you start off with these guys. These are like preseason games. Because all you're really doing is scrimmaging, in the spring versus yourself. So, this is not going to be, hopefully this is not going to be the trend about Michigan season where they puttered a little bit. It seemed like they were going to come out fast into the fumble or momentum change, but I don't think it's going to be the norm where they're going to just putter. I think once they kind of get in the groove and they figure out what Gaddis want to do and a new defensive coordinator want to do, they got the team speed. You know what I'm saying? They just got to learn the coverages and defensively and as you keep going on, tackling to get better. You know what I'm saying? Not saying they tackling one bad, but it's hard to simulate, in practice. Hard when injuries can pop up. Look at Alabama, lost their linebacker, man. Injury popped up. Tackle, so it's a thin line. So, eventually they get in the groove, but it's just something about Patterson that rubbed me the wrong way. And then Donovan Peoples-Jones, he was expected to at least give it a try during warm-ups, and he ended up fucking around. And he injured his foot. So, he stayed injured, but, we got a lot of good receivers. I mean, this offense is college football material, playoff material. It's Big Ten championship material. I can see how they kind of starting to kind of look like what Ohio State been doing for years, spreading it out, and they playing that modern offense. I like this. I like the blueprint. I like the schematics, and I like what Gaddis is doing. He's modernizing Michigan's offense, which they've been. Rich Rodriguez tried to do it, but he tried to do it with these small players, and that's a hit and miss offense. This offense is more on par with what I like to see. But defensively, yeah, they got to get it together. You know what I'm saying? And the guy in the end of the third quarter who the interception hit you right in your hand, hey, bro, you got to catch that and take it to the house. In my Trick Daddy voice. He ended up letting that ball hit him in his hands. And like I said, man, how the hell you not take that to the house? But that's why he played defense. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, I'm interested to continue to see what happens with the defense. I think it'll get better, tackling to get better. They'll learn their schemes and they'll learn their coverages and stuff. So I'm not really worried about that. But one thing I am worried about is Shea Patterson. And let's see if Harbaugh gonna have the kahunas to, let's say, Shea Patterson. They play Army next week, and then I think after Army they might mess around and play Wisconsin. See, they don't play. It's not like we used to play Notre Dame early on, first 2 or 3 games of the season. It's not like that no more, because they took us off the schedule and we didn't reschedule them. So it's my bad. It's Army next week, and then the week after that we start the Big Ten, or a couple weeks after that I think, because that's the 7th. So I think we got a 2-week layoff. We got a bye week. Then we go into Wisconsin. We go to Wisconsin. They had a good showing last night. The kid Taylor had 4 touchdowns, running back, whatever his name is, and then we got Rutgers come here, and then Iowa come here, and then Illinois. We had Illinois. Then we had Penn State. That's not, Death Valley is crazy. And then Notre Dame come here. So at the end of the day, we got one more week to get it together. As far as easy opponents versus Army, and then a couple weeks later get ready for Wisconsin. So like I said, Patterson gonna have to step it up. If not, man, Dylan McCaffrey is the guy I like the best, man. But hey, let me know what you guys thought about the game. I thought it could have been a lot better, sloppy. But remember, it's no preseason in college football. This is why you start with the cupcakes. And, I'm not going to overreact to it. But Patterson is the big takeaway I took about it. Didn't like the way he played. I like the way he played, but I'm just something fluky about him. But Charbonnet, I like that running back. I do, man. Charbonnet. I like the Collins key. I like a few of their guys. Receivers, y'all got to catch the ball, though. But shout out to Michigan. Go Blue, big win tonight. Motor City Sports Talk. Keep doing the Michigan thing. Don't forget me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter. Reach out to the email if you have a business question, inquiry, sponsorship, video request. Keep sharing the videos, man. And all my social media information in the description. We gone.